Okay, so I posted a video on the YT that rubbed a lot of Republicans the wrong way.
We're not a democracy or a constitutional republic. We're a set of 50 independent states that have our own laws that follow the Constitution and part of a federal government. The national popular vote, I know some people say it strengthens each individual vote, but this brings us closer to a democracy, which, that's not a good thing.
This is how afraid the Republican Party is lately of Gen Z and their vote. That they're saying the part out loud that we don't even want to give you the vote no more. And why don't we want to give you the vote? Because it's not a good thing. A democracy, not a good thing. We want to be controlled by oligarchs and billionaires. Don't you understand? I had one comment that agreed with me. One. The rest? He is right. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic with 15 likes. He's right, sweetie. Democracy is not the goal. This is what happens when civics is switched for social studies. I don't see what's wrong with what he said. We are a constitutional republic. He's right. Show me democracy stated once in any founding documents. You can't, because it's never said, for we are and always will be a constitution republic. That's not the quiet part. It's the foundation of our country. It's not new. This is what happens when the Pledge of Allegiance is taken out and we teach kids the founders were bad. Cleopatra was black and spend time validating mental illness and kink. What? But you need to do your research. Stop watching the talking heads on the so-called news channels. Go back to your trailer and read what a constitutional republic is. Don't like it? Then leave.
Maybe one thing we need to address is we're not a democracy. So quit with that. Maybe that's where you're getting it wrong, is saying that we are a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. And that is something that needs to be taught in our schools, not this woke critical race theory on how to hate our country and hate your fellow classmates and community members because of the color of their skin.
Let's define republic. A state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch. This is an orange, not a fruit. This is a diesel tractor trailer, not a vehicle. Here's democracy, a system of government by the whole population or all the eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. Weird how elected representatives, the words elected and representatives, appear in both definitions. Let me read from some of our founding fathers, the men who set up our government and aspired for what it would become. Alexander Hamilton wrote a letter to Gouverneur Morris in 1777 in which he said this: "But a representative democracy where the right of election is well secured and regulated and the exercise of the legislative, executive, and judiciary authorities is vested in select persons chosen really and not nominally by the people will, in my opinion, be most likely to be happy, regular, and durable." Federalist 51, James Madison. I'm not one to often quote from owners of human beings, enslavers of human beings, but he did have a critical role in the founding and the writing of our particular founding documents. James Madison wrote this: "In the extended Republic of the United States and among the great variety of interests, parties, and sects which it embraces, a coalition of a majority of the whole society could seldom take place on any other principles than those of justice and the general good." Let's go to Abraham Lincoln. He said this in his first inaugural address: "A majority held in restraint by constitutional checks and limitations, and always changing easily with deliberate changes of popular opinions and sentiments, is the only true sovereign of a free people. Whoever rejects it does of necessity fly to anarchy or to despotism. Unanimity is impossible. The rule of a minority as a permanent arrangement is wholly inadmissible, so that rejecting the majority principle, anarchy or despotism, is all that is left."